Sup lads, it's your boy Bandana-Boi, and what a game this was. Netherlands and Japan ends in a 2-2 draw. Most of the opening games for this World Cup so far have been draws, which is kind of interesting, but out of them have been entertaining. In particular, we also had Morocco and Brazil yesterday, which also ended in a 1-1 draw. But anyway, aside from that, let's get into this game. I'm not gonna lie, throughout the first half, I did have some notes written down, but I was thinking that I might not even make a video because while the play was decent and both teams did have a good amount of quality, sadly, nothing was happening in the game for me to talk about. But in the second half, things really kicked off. However, in the first 5 minutes, it was pretty scary for Japan. Netherlands had a pretty good chance and Mullen almost scored, but we got to give props to the Japanese goalkeeper. His name, I think, is Suzuki. I'm not sure what his first name is, but he was really, really good. He played a great game for Japan, extremely safe hands, got all the balls he needed to. He went up when he needed to. I just felt like they had a solid backbone sitting in net for them to play comfortably outfield. In the beginning, I thought that the Netherlands' size might actually cause problems for Japan, because we saw from the beginning the Netherlands have a much, much bigger squad in terms of height and strength. And during some of the duels, some Netherlands players they could just shrug off the Japanese players so easily. It was almost scary. It was almost looked like child's play. And while watching all my friends, I kept hearing on why is Japan, you know, forcing themselves into these aerial duels. Whenever it's a corner, it's a free kick. They are crossing it. They are not, just sticking to like ground passes and trying to shoot it from outside the box. But Japan's second goal was literally a header from a corner, and what a goal this was. Let's move on to the second half because that's where all the action started. In the beginning, I thought it was gonna be maybe a 1-1 draw, might be kind of dry, not that fun. And in the 51st minute, Van Dijk opens the scoring with an absolutely beautiful header. He almost curls it, bottom right. It goes post and in. I don't even know how he's so good at heading, but it feels like whenever his team needs him the most, the captain shows up. So, props to him. And what a great assist from Dumfries. An extremely overlooked right back. And what a second goal that was from Nakamura. He was literally in the opposition's box and he went out. And I'm not sure which defender he nutmegged, but he nutmegged him and he slotted it in the bottom left. What a strike! It truly got the spirits of the Japanese players and fans back up because he truly created something out of nothing. A couple minutes later, Somerville, he actually gets a yellow card for one of the fouls he did. I forgot on which player it was. And then that same player who has the yellow card comes down the right flank, cuts inside, and again, what an absolute curler. All the goals were so, 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 so good. At that point, and the 70th or 80th minute, they subbed in Ake. So they removed like a forward player for a defensive player. And I thought, oh, it's wraps. The Netherlands are going on defense, they're parking the bus, and they're gonna go away with this game with a 2-1 lead. And then the Japanese didn't give up. They didn't give up. They kept striving. They kept trying, and they got a corner in the end. And against all odds, they managed to score a header. It was even extremely surprising to me because there is a clear height difference. So you're gonna need to be in some really good positioning for you to be able to score a header as a Japanese player. I know they might have some taller players at the back, like the center backs, but still, it's kind of difficult winning those aerial duels when you're up against the Dutch, which are like extremely well known for having tall players all around. Whether it's in midfield, defense, or attack, they just have really tall players. While the Japanese kind of are on the contrary, where most of their players are on the smaller side. But with that being said, what an absolute header. It was so close, it was so strong. The keeper had no chance to save it. And then, the last 10 15 minutes, both teams were trying to get going, trying to score a goal. And sadly, none were able to score. But this truly ended in such a great game. This group it might actually be kind of competitive. They also have Tunisia and Sweden. I do think that Japan and Netherlands are going to finish first and second, but you never know. There might be an upset or two in this group. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to know what y'all think about the game. Tell me y'all's opinions. Who are you rooting for? this World Cup. And with that being said, lads, I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and choose